Welcome back, everyone, to the 2013 Fresh and Furious Tournament here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I am the Derby Nerd, joined by Captain Lou.
Hey, we're back to roller derby. Back on, not on schedule, a little bit behind, but doing all right.
Yeah, we're now 35 minutes behind schedule if you are adjusting your viewer guide for the evening.
And with that whistle, Hammer City is going to take on Fergus Feims and Dangerous with the star on her helmet, pushing out the front, out of play. They're going to have to let her go. Lead jammer going to Hammer City in the first jam, Nerd.
That's right. Hammer City has been just building as this tournament's gone on. They've looked very strong in their last few games after an opening loss. And Dangerous has been a big part of that comeback, and she's already around scoring points, trying to push through that front wall. Calls it off, picks up at least 3.
And again, Dangerous.
2 points, sorry.
2 points. Dangerous playing on the A team, getting some experience that way. It is her first year playing, though, so totally legit for her to be on this team. Lining up is Steffi Spitfire, wearing the full face visor, making she's a diminutive skater, does not like to be hit in the face, and wears the clear plastic shield. Just trying to see who it is.
For Fergus, it's Viola Streak, I believe, coming to the inside. Oh, almost made it through, but pretty shady with a nice hit to the inside, forces Viola Streak to go all the way to the back of the pack.
Viola Streak, an import from the Grey Bruce Highlanders for the Fergus team for this weekend, has been a key part of their team, getting lead jammer for Fergus. Each team with a lead jammer once, Nerd.
Yeah, outstanding skating from Viola Streak. Just weaved her way through that pack. And she's already around to pick up some points now, trying to tie things up for Fergus here. She's got at least a couple. Looking for all 4. Will get at least 3 to call it off. And that will be a lead change, 3-2 now for Fergus.
So 2 jams in, we've got a lead change already. Score going back and forth. Viola Streak, a skater to watch in the future. It's one of the great things about the Fresh and the Furious tournament. You get to see the up-and-coming skaters. Who are the great blockers? Who are the jammers you're going to have to watch for in the Ontario circuit or Quebec circuit, or even in Buffalo, New York, with Queen City being here. Jam on the way.
And I think we're going to have jam. Yes, it is a back block to the Fergus jammer McPherson, with an emphasis on the fear. She's heading to the penalty box. Dangerous now working the power jam with Homewreck and Holly, too, as the pivot. Yeah. So 2 of the more impressive of these Hammer City FreshMeat skaters, both getting skating time at the A-team this season.
Yeah, Homewreck and Holly is a hard-hitting pivot, but she's also very smart on the track, able to marshal her troops backwards. Fergus trying to set up a block to prevent them from skating backwards, but they do draw Fergus all the way back. Dangerous is around the track, pushing her way through the front and picking up 5 more points for the Hammer City FreshMeat.
Hammer City so good at that drag back, and they really disorient the blockers up front and split them up. And Dangerous just basically had to skate around pylons to get her 5 points there. And she breaks through this wall for 5 more. 12-3 now, Hammer City.
Yeah, it's something that Hammer City has really worked on this year. The drawing back, the passive offense, they've quite perfected it, and even their FreshMeat are doing a fantastic job of it this weekend. Dangerous through once again for another 5 points, and this pack is about half a lap back from where it started, Nerd.
Yeah, really good at the pack definition or lack of pack definition. They're really good at controlling it at all levels on Hammer City, and I think that kind of advanced kind of strategic work, not all of these teams are capable at this level yet of keeping up with that, and we're seeing a little bit of that now as Hammer City builds a substantial lead.
Yeah, power jam is over. McPherson out of the box came slamming into a wall of Hammer City blockers. She was the one that went down. Peppermental coming into the box, or coming into the middle, talking to head ref Samira. She might be asking for a penalty on the play. She's not asking for official timeouts, so she's just using the 30 seconds in between to discuss things with the head ref. So just looking for some clarification. Nerd?
Yeah?
This tournament has been very exciting so far.
It has, and Fergus Feims have looked very impressive. I'm already, no matter what happens now, I'm already picking them as the breakout team of this tournament. What a
Fair enough.
great performance.
It's your call, I'm Nerd. I mean, no, they were very impressive early on the day, defeating both the Queen's Court and the Smooth Operators by sizable margins. Yeah. That got them straight into this game.
100 points in both their opening games they scored.
Exactly.
Hammer City, started things off with what looked like a shocking loss to Les Bûches, but now after Les Bûches have been so impressive all weekend, it wasn't as as shocking as we thought. Oh,
Mockingbird picking up a track cut, getting through on her scoring pass, I believe. She was lead jammer, from what I understand, so that means we will go the full 2 minutes, and Steffi Spitfire will be the one scoring points for Hammer City. Already 5 on the board for her.
And we've already seen how efficient and effective these Hammer City blockers are on the power jam. And again, with that passive offense, just waiting, allowing their jammer to do the work, allowing her to break through, pick up 5 points.
And on the last pass, number 26 for the Feims, that is Eager Beaver picking up a direction of gameplay. She'll have to go spend a minute in the box. Only 3 blockers remaining on the track. No pack called. They're going to have to let her go. Steffi Spitfire through for another 5 points, Nerd.
And once again, you see Hammer City just dragging them back. And these Fergus skaters, they're getting very disoriented. They're splitting apart, and that's exactly what Hammer City wants. They should just be standing their ground, being a little more solid, hoping for a no-pack call on Hammer City as they go back. But Steffi Spitfire through for 5 more points.
Yeah, and Hammer has been known to be willing to trade penalties. They will trade a pack destruction penalty for a failure to reform, especially on something like a power jam, where, frankly, they only have to play offense. They do not have to worry about the defense. They do now, as Mockingbird is out of the penalty box and trying to break her way through the defensive line. Homewreck and Holly and Pretty Shady unable to contain her. She gets out.
But does pick up points.
Yeah, 4 points for Mockingbird. Feims move up to 7.
Massive jam for Hammer City. Just over 6 minutes into this one. It's already 56-7 for Hammer City. They've just been cruising as this tournament has gone on.
Yeah, improving in every game, really. I mean, they started off tough against Les Bûches. Les Bûches, a very strong team. They lost by 27 points to Les Bûches, but given the way the tournament has gone so far, that looks like a very strong result against Les Bûches.
And of course, Hammer City put up 198 points against the Dirty Farmers, which I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, I think that is a tournament record. I can't imagine it isn't. They had played for a full 60, they wouldn't come close to 600. So, Gitana Loba wearing the star for Hammer City, picking up a track cut, going to the penalty box. Gitana Loba, one of the imports from the Tri-City Rollergirls. Tri-City Rollergirls not with enough fresh meat to form a team of their own, so 3 of their skaters are competing in this tournament. One of them over with Orangeville, 2 of them on this team.
And perfect skater for Fergus to have on the track to skate out this power jam. Viola Streak picks up 5 points. And now we're seeing Fergus give Hammer City a little taste of their own offense. But Hammer City very well to defend against it, although their wall's a little straight here. And they're allowing to be pushed out of play. Viola Streak shoving. She's through 5 points. Fergus building up the score in this power jam, now down 34 points.
Emily Ashfield picking up an out-of-play blocking penalty. That reduces the wall for Hammer City to 3. Nice move to the outside by Viola Streak, but she gets picked off and cycled to the back. Pretty Shady doing the work of drawing her all the way back, slowing her down. But Viola Streak fights her way through. Another 5 points for the Fergus Feims.
And really nice job by Eager Beaver, the Fergus blocker, to stop the drag back and allow Viola Streak to come in and not have to recycle all the way to the back. So nice job by the Fergus blockers. Viola Streak coming up around now, sneaks through on the inside, picks up 5 more points. Suddenly, Fergus within 24.
Yeah, what looked like a blowout 1 jam ago is suddenly a rather close game. Only 24 points separating the teams, 11.5 minutes remaining in the game. The winner of this game will move on to the semifinals, playing for a spot in the finals or in the 3-4. The loser, well, their tournament will be done, Nerd.
That's right. We've already got one of the semifinals set. At 7:40, you can see Les Bûches and Pulp Affliction is playing in the first semifinal. We're still waiting now for the second of the final 4. Either the Divas and Winds are playing over in the bubble track, or, of course, the winner of this game that you're watching right now. Big hit from Homewreck and Holly right off the start. And that allows Dangerous to get to the front of the pack, breaks through the 2-wall. She's your lead jammer, number 13 in the white.
The number 73, Mockingbird, shrugging off those hits. Getting past Dangerous, forcing her to call it off. Double fist in the air means no points going up on the board. Score remains 56-32.
This game is flying by. We're nearing the halfway point. 56-32. So far, Fergus Feims, again, continuing to impress here. not intimidated. The experience level, just in terms of how long these leagues have existed, is
very
hilarious.
different. Very,
Yes.
very different. Hammer City, one of the first leagues in Canada.
Yeah, forming in February-ish, 2006.
And Fergus was last year.
7 years difference, the existence of these leagues. Nice. Move at the front of the pack.
A no pass, no penalty indicated on McPherson. That means she does not get lead jammer, but she is out of the pack and able to score points. If Steffi Spitfire can get free, she'll have an opportunity to call off the jam. Wax Poetic and Peppermental, the bench coach, is screaming at her to call it off. She puts the hands on the hips. Not before 2 points go on the board for McPherson.
It's a nice job by Fergus Feims to stay within 22. 22 points now, just past the halfway mark. 9:42 remaining. It looks like timeout's going to be called for Fergus. They're going to try to regather themselves.
That's Tsunami Slayer, the bench coach, heading out to discuss things with Samir Echo, the head referee.
Oh, we're getting some shout-outs on the text cast, Lou.
Oh, that's always nice.
Just a thanks to the announcers for providing the voices for the boatcast.
Well, our voices have been worked hard this weekend, but we do love this tournament. I'm happy to be here to see all this new and fresh talent. And you know, you probably wouldn't be able to see this or hear our voices if we didn't have boatcast sponsors, including somebody called the Rumbling Rage Derby Shop. They are your one-stop shopping experience. Everything you need to play roller derby all in one store. Check us out online at www.rumblingragederbyshop.com.
And have you watched the Renegade Derby Dames play today? If you did, you probably saw a skater named Monster Muffin doing a phenomenal job for the Renegade Derby Dames Fresh Meat team. Well, Monster Muffin owns a store that sells derby wear. So you can check out all of the excellent Monster Muffin derby wear at monstermuffin.com.
Looks like the timeout is over. Doesn't seem like anything has changed. Penalty box is empty. 5-on-5 roller derby getting set up to happen. Number 13, Dangerous, wearing the star for the Fresh Meat of Hammer City. And Viola Streak trying to fight her way through on the inside. Gonna find a gap. She's gonna get lead jammers. Dangerous gets tied up on corner number 2, Nerd.
Yeah, nice blocking again from Fergus, and it just seems to be desperation, chaos, just doing all she could to stay in front of the much, much taller, much stronger Dangerous, and doing an excellent job of holding her up and allowing Viola Streak enough time to not only get through, take lead, but also come along and pick up 3 points before she calls it off. And again, Fergus climbs now within 20 points. 19 points is the difference. 9 minutes to go. Hammer City hasn't scored in about, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Fergus, once they got that power jam, put a lot of points up on the board, and that's been Fergus. So 19-point game, not a big lead. I mean, it often seems like those leads are insurmountable in these games because these games are so quick, but you have to remember that in roller derby, 2 minutes, you can put 30 points up on the board. So 19 points, that's nothing with 8 minutes to go in the game.
Theoretically, you can put 40 points up on them.
You
44,
can indeed.
right? And neither jammer able to get through now, both having a hard time. It's Homewreck and Holly holding the Fergus jammer at the front of the pack. She's the last line of defense, though, and she is out of play, has to let her go. Lead jammer goes to Fergus's number 73, Mockingbird, is your lead jammer. So once again, Fergus, all the momentum right now. Steffi Spitfire having a hard time getting through this pack. And it's chaos. Once again, number 71 holding that inside line very nicely.
And Mockingbird is all the way around and back to dueling with Homewreck and Holly at the front of the pack. Katana Loba trying to provide some blocking assistance as well. Unsuccessful. That is a natural grand slam. All the players on the track, nobody in the box. She passed every single person and put 5 points on the Fergus side. 56-42. Here she comes again on the outside. 5 more going up on the board, Nerd. This score is down to 9 points.
Untouched on the outside. McPherson putting in some phenomenal blocking right now for Fergus. And as I say that, she's heading to the penalty box.
But so is Steffi Spitfire. No, Steffi Spitfire being waved back onto the track. Confusion on the call. 2 blockers for Fergus going to the box.
I believe they were both out of play, maybe was the call. But either way, as we say that, coming around to put up some more points on the board is Mockingbird.
Another 5 points. It is a 4-point game. The jam ends. And it is 56-52. Fergus bringing it to Hammer City in the last 5 minutes of this game. Hammer City taking a timeout, and a timeout That is probably very wise because they have lost all the momentum in this game.
That's right. I was wondering when that timeout was going to call, and we can see right now Wax Poeg leading a big shakeout. Is that what you would call that?
I think so. Shake out a primal scream. They're trying to get their energy back. This has been a long day. Hammer City playing early on against Les Bûches, having to fight again against the Debutante Warriors, playing one more time against the Dirty Farmers. So this is their 4th game of the weekend. Fergus has only played 2 games. So this is their 3rd game of the weekend. So they may be the little fresher team of the two. Fergus has also been playing over in the bubble, which frankly this year has been much cooler.
Been a flip off this year, a switch off of where the hot is. Speaking of the bubble, I have a little bit of an update there. Windsor Assault right now leading the Divas 28-22. Yeah, just about.
How much time left?
Just about the halfway point of the game. So tight one over in the
Windsor
bubble.
Assault really bringing it. I mean, they made it to the semifinals last year. Looks like they want to do it again. Divas, of course, made it to the finals as well, or semifinals as well.
Yeah, they played each other in the 3rd place game last year with the Divas
winning
that one.
So maybe Windsor looking for a little bit of revenge there, trying to deny the Divas from the 1, 2, 3, 4 spots.
Dangerous back out there now to jam for Hammer City as they try to regroup and get back in this one. And she is your lead jammer. And suddenly Viola Streak, who has had so much success this game, having a really hard time. But Home Wreckin' Holly, who has run into some penalty troubles in this tournament, to say the least, is heading to the penalty box.
But
so
pretty shady. Managed to force a track cut on Viola Streak. We're going to have a power jam for Hammer City. And just like that, the momentum has shifted again. Boxes full of blockers for both sides. Hammer City with the only jammer on the track, nerd.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Fergus, they are now getting called also for failure to perform. So right now there's one blocker on the track. Oh, and she does a nice job of stopping up Dangerous, but that was it. One hit is all she could get in. Dangerous gets through 5 more points. Hammer City suddenly building their lead back up to 19, just like that.
Over a minute remaining in this jam. Dangerous still on a power jam, fighting against that front 3 wall, but she's going to get past. Another 5 points going up on the board. Hammer City moving to 76. Fergus stuck at 52. Heading to the box. That is number 82, McPherson.
Very important player for them. And is this just a matter of Fergus running out of steam here or what with 5:40 remaining?
And Grindhouse Gretchen picking up an out-of-play blocking. You have to wonder, with you only being able to get 4 majors in a 20-minute game, some of these Fergus skaters may be in trouble. Out of the box like a streak of lightning. Viola Streak through the pack.
Very nice re-entry with 4 Hammer City blockers on the track. Not one of them saw her come through and sneak by. And at least force a call-off, but wow, damage done. 86-52 now is the lead. Substantial for Hammer City with 5 minutes to go.
You know, through all that, the thing that amazed me the most was just how fast Viola Streak came out of that penalty box and blew through that pack. That girl is someone who we are going to have to watch in the future.
Divas have just taken a lead in the bubble. If you're going back and forth wondering what to watch, it sounds like there's an exciting game in the bubble right now.
34-point lead for Hammer City over Fergus. We do have other sponsors, including the 1234 Skate Company. From equipment to training to advice, the 1234 Skate Company will get you rolling. Visit 1234skateco.com. And one of the sponsors that we really have to give a shout out to is Rydell. Rydell supplying a set of wheels for the MVPs from every team in this tournament. 16 teams, 16 sets of wheels going out.
Hammer City looking pretty loose. Wax Poetic, number 86 from the A team, keeping the bench very loose.
Keeping it happy, keeping it light. Again, these long tournaments, very tiring. Sometimes you have to find that deep reservoir of joy within you.
Yeah, this is an intense tournament for all of those Derby fans over the years who've watched, say, the Beast of the East. Well, imagine the Beast of the East in one day, and that's exactly what the Fresh and Furious tournament is. And these are not even seasoned skaters who can handle. These are freshest of the fresh and playing a 28-game tournament in 12 hours. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, some of them honestly will have been playing their first bouts ever today. And if they make it to the finals, they could have played six 20-minute bouts in one day.
Getting a few questions here on the Boutcast, and I would just like to point out that no, we are not the voices that are going through live. We are just the voices here on the Boutcast. So even though we are talking about your comments, they're not coming through the house.
That's right. So you can ask us to say things, but the only person that's going to hear it is you.
And the other viewers.
That's right, the other viewers at home.
Yeah.
Again, you are watching us on Canuck Derby TV, a Layer9.ca production. If you enjoy watching roller derby in the comfort of your home, as I do, please feel free to make a donation to CanuckDerbyTV.com. We don't actually make much money doing this. I don't actually think I've ever made any money doing this.
By much, you meant any.
By much, I mean any. That's right. It's always funny when we cross the border to do announcing and they say, well, what are you getting paid to do your announcing? It's like, paid? That would be nice, but no. And we don't expect to get paid to do this. What we would like to do is be able to pay the bills for the
That's right.
broadcast stream that allows the internet to take pictures to your house.
Guarantee that the only addiction that your money will feed is the roller derby addiction if you donate to Canuck Derby TV. Another question coming through. Yes, the players do not see the chat either.
No, they have no idea.
But if by chance you want us to deliver a message, we can do our best.
We can try. We can try.
Yes.
Not in the middle of the game, though.
Christopher Robin said, maybe that's for the best.
You are probably correct, Christopher Robin.
All right, so an official timeout here. It looks like it's an official review, perhaps.
Yeah, there must be. We wouldn't be taking quite so long. I believe they're just checking to make sure all the penalties have been served. We do have 4 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in this game. Samiracle indicating that the jam should get going again. Ref and Adorable, the jam timer will blow the whistle. They'll get the skaters moving 86-52. Hammer City over Fergus. The winner will advance to the semifinals. The loser will be done for the day. And the jam is underway. Steffi Spitfire getting a little bit of a bump from Mockingbird. Mockingbird picking up lead jammer. Fighting through on the inside. Steffi Spitfire about 20 feet behind her.
Amazing work there by, was that Grindhouse Gretchen, all alone on the track to hold up Steffi Spitfire long enough to allow her jammer Mockingbird to get through, take lead, and now come up to try and score some points. She's going to have to do it quickly. Calls it off as she enters the pack. Did she get any before she called it off? 2 points picked up for Mockingbird.
That'll move Fergus up to 54. Hammer City at 86, a 32-point lead. So a decent-sized lead, but again, 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Enough time for Fergus to put together a run, shift the momentum once again. All they need is a couple good jams where they can stuff a jammer or get a power jam of their own and they can change things. Hey, we're going to get another official timeout.
Looked like some confusion off the start there.
Oh, it's going to be a delay of game. Gretchen Grindhouse was in the queue to serve a penalty, went back to the box, was not on the track when the jam was supposed to start. Under the new WFTDA rules, that is a delay of game penalty. She will serve 2 minutes in the box when a space opens up for her.
And I guess that's why we have Fresh and Furious tournaments, right? We
Sure.
can make mistakes like that early on.
Oh, I see that with the senior skaters too.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But these tournaments help that not happen.
Sure, that is something that Gretchen will always remember. Dangerous getting lead jammer. Viola Streak hot on her tail.
We've seen a lot of these two jammers tonight, and I expect that we'll see them at least one more time in this game before this is all said and done. Both incredibly important skaters for their team. Did anyone pick up points there? If it's one, it's all for Dangerous. None on the board for either skater on that pass.
No, nice work on Chaos, number 71, blocking Dangerous to the outside, saving her point and preventing Hammer City from extending their lead. A 32-point lead remains, 86-54, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game.
And Fergus running into pack penalty trouble here late in the game, and that's going to have a huge impact on the outcome of this game as Hammer City's got all four on the track right now. Steffi Spitfire going to the outside, trying to work her way back in, but sneaking through on the inside is Mockingbird, and she is your lead jammer as Fergus tries to mount a late comeback.
Yeah, time is definitely the enemy of Fergus. So Mockingbird is going to have to hustle, make sure that she gets those points, get this jam called off. Fergus still with 2 timeouts, I believe. Oh, knocked to the outside skating. Oh, no.
Had she just called it off, it would have been a beautiful 4-point pass. As it were, it is a cutting major.
That You would have to call that a rookie error. She just she wanted to keep on going, but she had all the points. She could have called off the jam. Her foot went out of bounds on the outside. She came back in as she was skating backwards, and now the momentum completely shifts.
That's right, and with only 2 minutes left and the lead just being increased here by Steffi Spitfire, we've got to say that maybe the end for an extraordinarily impressive Fergus Feims this weekend with some help from Grey Bruce Roller Derby. So unbelievable debut for Fergus.
Yeah, they have played very well, and even against this very tough Hammer City team, a couple of mistakes, but honestly, when both jammers are on the track, Fergus was getting lead jammer just as often as Hammer City was.
Yes, yeah, they were, and it was pack penalty troubles that got them into some trouble late in the game. Couldn't keep the full set of blockers on the track.
Steffi Spitfires put another 5 points on the board. Hammer City has crested the triple-digit mark for the second time today. They are now at 106-54.
And a little bit of an update, the winner of this game will be facing the Divas in the semifinal. The Divas managed to come all the way back and defeat Windsor Assault in the bubble. So we know the opponent of the winner of this game now.
Divas have been a very tough team all weekend. Fully expected that Tord would send a tough squad of rookies as well. Toronto Roller Derby well known for their rookie program. The Divas getting to play a lot of games and really building up their skills before they graduate to the home teams.
So many games that some of the Divas actually weren't allowed to play this weekend because they played too many games.
Too many games. Possibly the last jam of the game. 45 seconds remaining in the period. Dangerous trying to move through on the outside, but getting lead jammer once again. That is number 82, McPherson, wearing the star. And that's a power jam now, Nerd.
That's right. Dangerous getting a back block major. She came into that 4 wall. Finally, Fergus had 4 blockers on the track. Came into that wall hot, couldn't stop up quite in time. Ended up knocking a few Hammer City skaters down. And that caused the back block major to be called. And so Fergus gets to end this game strong. Homewreck and Holly with some big hits.
Yeah, Homerick and Holly with some nice inverted blocking, forcing McPherson to the inside, drew her all the way to the back. Now cycles through, picks her off on turn number 1. But McPherson shrugging it off, gets through for 5 points. Time is gone on the period clock. We're going to go another minute and 8 seconds unless McPherson wants to call it off.
That's right. And McPherson comes in, and she comes into the 4 wall hot. She's going to the penalty box. We will trade off power jams here for the final 50 or so seconds of this game with Hammer City with a big lead, 111-62. Looks like we might have a classic Hammer City Tord semifinal.
Yes, indeed. Hammer City versus FreshMeat versus the Divas. I am looking forward to that matchup. Dangerous returning to the track. Question of how much energy she wants to spend in the last 30 seconds of this game. Hitting the floor as the wall collapses in front of her. Viola Streak unable to contain her, and Dangerous is through. That was her initial scoring pass, Nerd.
That's right, 20 seconds now to go for Hammer City to skate this one out. Just try to keep it clean, try not to get any injuries, try to reserve as much energy as they possibly can. They have just booked themselves a date in the semifinals of the 2013 Fresh and Furious tournament. 5 seconds now to go.
So the semifinals that will be coming up will be Les Bûches from the province of Quebec against Pulp Affliction from Orangeville. And we're going to see the Hammer City FreshMeat, who have just defeated the Fergus Feims 119-64, facing off against Toronto Roller Derby's Divas team. The Deadly Vipers Assassination squad has been a tough team all weekend. Hammer City has improved as they've gone along. We will have to see which team comes out on top. Derby Nerd.
That's right. It looks like 15 minutes. So 7:40, the semifinals will begin. The final 4. All of the matches now from here on in will be taking place here on track 1 in Reeve Arena. We will have it all for you, of course. 7:40 will be the first semifinal. And then at about 8:20, we will come with the second semifinal. The first one will be Les Bûches and Pulp Affliction, then followed by Hammer City Rollergirls versus the Divas. The winners will go on to play in the championship game at 9:40, while the third place game will go at about 9 o'clock.
Right you are, Derby Nerd. I'm Captain Lou Obama. You've been watching the Fresh and the Furious tournament on Canuck Derby TV, a Layer9.ca production. We're taking a break. See you soon.